Trust Once Lost, Chapter 20. Calm down, Green. My heart pounded in my chest and I squeezed my eyes shut. I was still frozen in place. I had to say something, but I couldn't think of the words. And the breath I was holding came out as a moan. Applejack hugged me tighter.
Why am I so cold? Get it together, you're acting like a baby! You're just cold because you're panicking.
I took some deep breaths and felt the wood floor beneath me, the warmth of Applejack's body, and the steady beat of her heart.
Focus. Breathe. Say something. I'm sorry.
I said automatically. Not the right thing to say.
There ain't nothing for you to be sorry for, Green.
Applejack said.
Rainbow had no right to corner you like that. She didn't corner me.
I insisted.
And she wasn't being mean to me. Please don't be mad at her because of me. You're shaking like a leaf, sweet pea.
Applejack said gently.
I know Rainbow can be a mite thoughtless, but I promise she would never actually hurt you. I know.
I said.
It's not her I'm afraid of, it's just that...
I clamped my mouth shut when I realized I was about to put the blame for my panic attack on Applejack, but I really didn't want to hurt her feelings.
I'm just having a panic attack for stupid reasons. It's not your fault, Green.
Applejack said.
It is my fault, though.
I retorted.
I hurt Scootaloo, and that's why Rainbow came to talk to me. And now you're fighting with your friend because you're worried about me. If I wasn't here, none of this would have happened. Look, it's not a bad thing to have ponies worry about you, Green.
Applejack consoled.
It just means that they care about you. Yes, it is!
I insisted.
If they're worrying over me, then they feel bad, and I don't want them to feel bad because of me. You can't stop some pony from caring about you.
Applejack said.
What you can do is let them help you.
I rolled my eyes, but I don't think she saw.
If you let them help you, then you'll feel better, and they'll feel better. And before you know it, every pony will be happy again.
I groaned at how sappy that was.
Or they'll fail at helping me because I don't have any willpower to change my life, and that they'll be frustrated and I'll feel bad for wasting their time.
When I'd considered waiting out my second childhood, I hadn't realized it would feel this bad. What if this never went away? What if I felt this way for the rest of my life? My body felt so cold.
Stupid body.
Applejack hugged the shivering filly. She had only meant to protect her, but yelling at Rainbow hadn't been the right way to go about it, even if she did still feel completely justified.
How are you feeling, Green?
She asked.
I'm fine.
The filly continued to shiver, drooping her head before finally answering.
Cold. It's gonna be alright, Green.
Applejack assured.
How about I run you a nice warm bath and you can get ready for bed? I promise no pony else will bother you. Okay.
The filly's voice wavered like she was trying not to cry.
That could have gone better,
Sweetie Belle said.
Well, don't look at me,
Scootaloo responded.
I tried to tell her it was fine. Not my fault she's such a crybaby. My sister said that an adult treated her really badly and now she's afraid of every pony.
Applebloom explained.
So she has to learn how to trust other ponies again. And my sister's gonna help her because she's the element of honesty. Well, your sister's doing a great job helping her trust Rainbow.
Scootaloo rolled her eyes. The Crusaders stealthily made their way to the door and peeked out to see Applejack embracing Green as the filly shook. They all froze as Green spotted them and retreated further into the embrace.
Is she still afraid of us?
When the Crusaders saw me being comforted by Applejack, I was so embarrassed. Here I was acting more childish than the actual children. And my response was to shy away, like a child, which created an ever-tightening spiral of terribleness. At my current size, the bathtub was enormous. As a human, a bathtub ended at my knees, making it a cramped, uncomfortable affair. I couldn't quite swim laps in this tub, but you can easily fit 3 fillies my size ends to end. My size also presented a problem. I had no idea how to climb in short of throwing myself over the side and splashing water everywhere. I was surprised when, after seeing my hesitation, Applejack picked me up by the scruff of my neck like I was a kitten. My pony body seemed to know not to flail when I was being carried like this, Rather than panicking, I went limp, and actually giggled at how silly the situation must look. The tub was only half full, so I could still touch the bottom. As I sank into the bath, the water was perfectly warm, and I immediately felt much more relaxed and warm.
Will you be alright on your own?
Applejack asked. I blushed at the question. I'm not sure why having help for a bath was so different from help in the shower. I guess having a shower is just for washing someone for particular reasons, but a bath seemed much more awkward.
I'll be fine, thanks.
I said.
Alright.
Applejack looked a bit uncertain.
Just give me a yell if you need help getting out of the tub, okay? Okay.
I promised. Applejack left the room, closing the door to give me some privacy. The feeling of being submerged with a coat of fur was indescribable. It created an odd sense of drag, like I was being pulled in 1,000 directions at once. The buoyancy of my new body was about the same as a human. With some air in my lungs, I could float. If I exhaled all the air from my lungs and took my hooves off the bottom, I would slowly sink. Water rushed into my nostrils. I coughed reflexively as I felt water dripping into the back of my throat. I reared my head back in a panic, and shot twin geysers of water as I breached the surface.
Note to self, nostrils no longer face downwards.
I did manage to climb out of the bath without help, though the thumping sound made when I flopped onto the floor had Applejack knocking on the door to check if I was okay. I did need her help to dry me with a towel. I would have to find out how ponies manage that at some point. Shaking like a dog seems like it would be poor manners. The Crusaders had left the room by the time we got back, and the bed had been remade from when I'd pulled the blanket onto the floor. Crawling under the covers, I felt drained. The anxiety had finally left my body and had been replaced with an all-consuming drowsiness.
Good night, Green.
Applejack ran a hoof through my still damp mane.
I'm sorry.
The regret in her voice made me want to cry. She tried so hard for me, and I'd made her feel like a failure. For once, I had managed to let it go.
Good night, Applejack.
I said. When I thought she was out of earshot, I added.
I'm sorry, too.
Man, that's gonna be one heck of a family. Anywho, let's get on to our unique donators. Top donators are 630, BadassWaffle, Only One Thing, Ceru, Orion, IronSky, and Jessie Smith. Magic 109, JockeTF, Darkside, Raiden, Narwhals, Black Moon, Pastel Skies, Austin Rollins, Stu Hex, Sorpether, Mortrid, Omicron, Library, Wintype 9852, Will, Chris, Twinkie, Rice, Hole, Shadima, Luigi 88, Chancer, Crest, Pig Smoke 369, Bobcat, GGF, Murder Princess, and many more amazing people. Thank you all so much for watching this video and live life to the fullest.